A conversation that Jamaica is continuously struggling to have is an open conversation on colorism. Not necessarily racism, but colorism. Like within most Black communities, there is a hierarchy of skin tones. The lighter you are, the more privileges, the more opportunities, the more you're seen as attractive, beautiful, wanted. And the darker you are, the more you're associated with being ugly or less desirable, less attractive.
Growing up dark skinned, I realized very early that people had issues with my skin tone. Thankfully, I wasn't raised to believe that something was wrong with my skin tone because I never saw my skin tone as a handicap. I always operated in resistance somehow to this system and this mindset of anti-Blackness that has been programmed into our people, into our culture through colonization. There are many times over the years that I've been treated poorly because of my dark skin, and that I've been told that I don't deserve things because I am dark skinned. So I have lived and experienced a lot of the ridicule, a lot of the discrimination and oppression that our ancestors faced because of their appearance.
You can literally see the psychological impact of this all across Jamaica, a country that is overwhelmingly Black, yet has thousands of people bleaching their skin to become lighter daily. Think about how deep that is psychologically. People who hate what they see in the mirror and think, look, I need to bleach my skin. I have to become lighter to view myself as pretty, beautiful, handsome.
Go. I always make you feel less than him, but you invest in him. You deserve better, and that's not him. Keep it a secret. You want to leave, but you worth your life. I tell you that. Look at you thinking you couldn't live without him. Now look at you living.
Imagine disliking your complexion to the point where you're willing to chemically alter your skin tone so you can view yourself with more value, risking permanent damage to your body just to fit closer to the Eurocentric standard of beauty. That is not just fashion. That is not just style. That is centuries of colonial conditioning manifesting itself in real time. And before you start to become defensive in the comments, let's talk facts. According to Jamaica's Health and Lifestyle Survey, approximately 11% of people admitted to bleaching their skin. And we all know that not everything or everyone was recorded, right? We know this number is higher. And a bit shocking, the rate among men bleaching was higher.
That's the thing about bleaching in Jamaica. The female, when them see it, them go crazy. Them be like, yo, you're pretty, you're white, you're just white, I'm pretty. So
men are bleaching more than women. It was around 12.5% for men. So a lot of the men in the Jamaican society who embeds this goal within themselves of, finding a light-skinned woman or a brown-skinned woman or a pretty-skinned woman, most of them hate themselves.
From my experience growing up in Jamaica, the dream was never to find a Black woman and settle down with. It was always to find a lighter skinned woman.
Yeah, we call them...
That's the prize, the brownie.
We call them brownie.
That's the prize.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised because a lot of us grew up where our moms are as black
as us. Yeah.
So that's a woman that we see in the household. That's a woman that raised us. But even she would tell you that, why don't you go find a nice brown girl?
Yeah.
To settle down to give me some nice brown grandbabies.
Consequences
not
again.
Black grandbabies. So this entire culture, it just infects the mind to you feel inferior.
And they are bleaching, I guess, to fit that standard of value, desirability, being seen as handsome. And again, remember, these are just the people who were willing to admit it. Most people won't admit it because they lie to themselves. After they lighten their skin tone, they think that that's who they are naturally. When in truth, you chemically damaged and reduced the quality of your skin to be accepted by the mass. Bleaching has become so normalized normalized in Jamaica now, where people don't even react to it anymore. It's just the norm. It's the standard. Now, researchers studying the phenomenon have linked skin bleaching in Jamaica to body image disturbance, racial identity struggles, and internalized perceptions about beauty and self-worth. In simpler terms, many people have internalized the idea that lighter is better. The lighter you are, the more beautiful. The lighter you are, the more opportunities will come your way. And some of that is true.
When I was in Jamaica this year, I didn't know how bad the bleaching epidemic was in Jamaica. Nothing could have prepared me for what these people look like in person. Like, of course you see it online, but when you go in person, ooh, these people look ill. They look so ill. Like, they look like they glow in the dark, baby. Like, put it the fuck down. Like, we were at a resort and one of the resort workers asked for my number, and he was a bleacher. I'm gonna just call him the bleachers, baby. The bleachers, man, he looked so ill. I was like, no. And you could tell, like, he was like kind of in the beginning stages where he was like, his skin was turning like red, like that pale like red version, and not quite like the white version. But I was like, fuck no.
The Jamaican society constantly reinforces this social construct, this false social construct, on a daily basis. This is also very prevalent in the entertainment industry. When it comes to advertising, social media engagement, look at the people who get pushed internationally.
One thing I learned about travel with Zoe's vacation in Jamaica is that Jamaica and Jamaicans will never ever beat the colorist and prejudice allegations, because the privilege where Zoe have downtown Kingston, the average Jamaican don't have them privilege there. Imagine Zoe a walk casually and a vlog or a blog, and nobody na grab with her phone there, nobody na grab with her handbag. A regular Jamaican would have their hands and gloves and personal belongings in a them own country. Like, me don't know if the people them where support Zoe, if them feel like say Zoe are gonna create some opportunity for them can migrate or something. But the average Jamaican, them not kind so to each other like how them kind to Zoe. And I know say at the skin tone at the issue, cause maybe if that one black person did a play the role like what Zoe travel with Zoe a play, them would get them good treatment them. Like, people are volunteer and assist Zoe, and Zoe live her best life in our country where a lot of citizens cannot do and will never do because they're scared.
And this is where the conversation becomes a bit uncomfortable. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, if we're going to be intellectually honest with ourselves, lighter skin artists have had an easier path to mainstream acceptance. Say what you want, it is the truth. Take a look at Shenseea, Shaggy, Sean Paul. All of them have had global success and acceptance when it comes to the image and the representation of what reggae and dancehall is supposed to look like. Even some of the Marleys. Now, before you start to twist my words, yes, talent matters. I'm not saying these people are not talented, but it is harder for people of darker skin tone to make it globally. It's just facts. Spice has been in the music business for a very long time, and her path has been significantly more difficult just because she is darker. So a lot of spaces and tables that accept a Shenseea won't accept a Spice based on her image, just because they think Shenseea is prettier because she's light-skinned. They think you blend more or blend better when it comes to the global economy of artists across the world. If they are to put you in a music video with certain pop artists, you blend in a little bit more. It's just facts. Yes, they are talented, but presentation, packaging, marketability, all of that matters. It all combines into one package. It's about who they can market. It's about who people will take. It's about the more palatable. When it comes to the entertainment industry, it's not just Jamaican artists. It's a global thing. I remember hearing Coco Jones speak on this as well. the struggles and how hard she had to fight just to get some airtime, just to get people to listen, just to get people to bypass the fact that she's a dark-skinned woman and listen to her voice.
I think at a really young age, it registered to me that the girls who always got the job were lighter than me. And I didn't really know how to take that because for me, I wanted the job so much that I kind of think I desensitized myself to that, but it was really suppressed in me to the point where when I would see like a light-skinned girl, I would automatically assume her personality, like what she thinks of me. And I didn't even know I would do that because, you know, I've been experiencing that since I was a little kid. It wasn't until I went to therapy that I would say little things like, oh yeah, I mean, it'll probably be her. She'll probably get it. She's light-skinned, you know? And my therapist would be like, who is telling you that you're underqualified? I'm like, well, come on. Like, it was just so second nature to me until somebody stopped me and was like, the things that you're saying are trauma. That is not truth.
The music industry worldwide has historically been more comfortable packaging lighter skinned artists. Look at Michael Jackson. He hated his dark skin. People can say whatever they want. He wanted to look white. This is something that I've also dealt with in my time. I hear it all the time. People are like, oh, you're pretty for a black woman. You're pretty for a dark skinned girl. I think I was in a grocery store and a couple, a man and a woman, both white, said to me, wow, you're the prettiest black woman I've seen in a very long time. Because naturally, people associate beauty, value with lighter skinned people.
This is gaslighting. Whenever we bring up colorism, people like this like to tell us that we're insecure for talking about it. Whenever we talk about an issue that is obvious in our culture, when we talk about the fact that as Jamaican people, we love to elevate light skin, why do we like to pretend as if color is not an issue in Jamaica when there is a large part of our population that bleaches their skin? Jamaica is known for a few things, and skin bleaching is one of them. There's a reason why. It's because we promote preference for light skin. This is not rocket science. It shows up in our music. It shows up in the preference of our men. It shows up in our schools. When it comes to beauty and image, we elevate anything that is the opposite of our Africanness. The other day, I spoke about the fact that Janelle Bromfield keeps getting bullied online because of her dark skin. And it's the same thing, the same argument, them want to come and tell me that I am insecure for bringing that up. As if Jamaican people aren't extremely colorist. It's not unrealistic to think that Shensia is elevated because of her skin tone or because she's mixed. That's kind of how our culture is. Let's not be dishonest and pretend as if people don't get elevated in our culture because of the color of their skin. Let's not do that.
Initially, the reason why she made this video was to talk about the fact that Protégé did a collaboration with Shensia recently, and the song is, stating that Shensia is a goddess. And people were saying, what about the darker skinned Rastafarian women, I wasn't shocked, I wasn't surprised. I didn't personally have a problem with it. Protégé is also light skinned. Protégé is not dark skinned, so maybe he's just sticking to his own, I don't know. But people tend to associate value and beauty with lighter skinned people. The texture of your hair matters. If your hair is curly or straight, or in Jamaica they'll say coolie or Indian. If you have that texture hair, or if you have a lighter skin to go with it, then you're just seen as more beautiful. I mean, there is a reason why us as black women, especially when you're going into certain spaces or you're trying to get into certain spaces, you alter your look. You change your hair. Natural black hair is often seen as ugly. It's also seen as unprofessional. And the funny thing is, the schools in Jamaica, when it comes to children and their natural hair, it's also discriminated against, especially when it comes to the Rastafarian community. How can you call yourselves a country with a motto that states out of many one people, yet still only the uptown light-skinned people get first pick at opportunities and privileges? Why are some schools still cutting the hair of Rastafarian kids when it's just your natural here. Isn't that something that should be promoted more? At the end of the day, this is all embedded in society and institutional rules. Out of the world, Jamaica is such a tiny island, and Jamaica has one of the biggest issues when it comes to colorism. That's just my take on the topic. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on skin bleaching and colorism?